Well, why make a recording in the first place? Make one for yourself, as say, an artistic stamp, a stamp in your artistic passport. And you make one for people to listen to enjoy. So, what am I trying to say with my recording? I'm trying to make a document of where I've come from and where I am right now. Of course, leaving open the fact that there are, hopefully many more years of playing to be done. My connection to South Africa started 3 to 4 years ago when I had the opportunity to come to the beautiful town of Stellenbosch near Cape Town to be a part of the 10-day-long Stellenbosch International Chamber Music Festival. And during those 10 days, we teach and perform and coach and just spend 10 days of being invested in classical music in this place in South Africa. And in that experience, I met Nina Schumann and Luis Magalhaes. And Nina said to me one night, "Have you ever thought about recording anything?" And I sort of said yes, but no. And that little conversation stuck with me for a few years until last summer when I sent them an email saying, "What do you think about making an oboe CD?" And much to my delight, they were interested in the idea. And we worked together to come up with a really compelling program and general idea for the disc. And the decision to come here to Stellenbosch to record the disc was a very, very easy one. First of all, it was of paramount importance to me that we work together on this recording. In this case, working with Luis as my collaborator, pianist, and Nina, who produced the recording. And also some of the other members of the team here, especially Gerard Roux, who is a marvelous sound engineer. There's an incredible concert hall in Stellenbosch, and the sound is just, to my ears, some of the best sound I've ever heard on recorded music. So, geography be damned, and this is where the best possible place for this collaboration could have happened. In this whole process of deciding that I wanted to make a solo recording and having the repertoire coalesce, a really important collaboration that I've experienced over the last few years has been with the harpist Bridget Kibbey. And Bridget and I play in the International Contemporary Ensemble together. It's a new music ensemble based in New York and Chicago. And we've played in a few other scenarios together as well. And we've always enjoyed seeing each other and working together. And we have certainly similar musical tastes, but also I think a kind of mutual admiration. And we finally got a chance to play this incredibly wonderful duo by Elliott Carter, Trilogy. And Trilogy is a harp solo movement with some oboe commentary, and then an oboe solo movement with some harp commentary, and then a fast and furious duo movement that lasts probably 3 or 4 minutes, but is so incredibly complex that certainly when you're playing it, it feels like a month-long work. And we got the chance to perform this and had a great time doing it together. And Elliott Carter is one of my favorite composers. We also put that with a couple of flute sonatas by Johann Sebastian Bach. And the flute sonatas are written, of course, for flute and harpsichord. And we simply, we indulged in the Baroque tradition of substituting instruments. And so I play the flute line on the oboe, and she plays the harpsichord part on the harp. And the timbre is wonderful. You can kind of you can indulge in a kind of soft-hued sound. The harp is, of course, not without percussive sounds, but there is a mellow quality to it. And as the oboist, say, normally playing with a far more percussive piano, there's a kind of sense of rounded edges and sung lines that you can kind of weave practically, if I'm thinking abstractly, kind of weaving between the strings of the harp. So these two works, fortunately Bridget was totally game to record these with me, and it became a really important part of this repertoire. Bridget and I, both living in Manhattan, we, practically speaking, recorded the works near Manhattan at Purchase College, which has some wonderful performing spaces. So the pieces are, let's say, not traditionally expressive, but they reveal themselves to you, and they reveal themselves to me as I study them and perform them and play them, and perhaps not on the very first listening, but on the second or third, the listener, the keen listener, will start to hear really delightful moments in it. And isn't that the purpose of actually, this goes back to the question of recording in the first place, right? A Krenek 4 pieces might not reveal itself to you on the first listen, which is the only listen you get in the concert hall. But when you have the disc, and it's at home, and you can press seek backwards and listen again, well, that's a very, very different and powerful opportunity as a listener. And so what better music to put on a recording, on a physical recording, than music that reveals itself over multiple listens? So the distance, it's important to take the distance a little bit tongue-in-cheek, because while it is serious, and the music by and large is quite serious, with a few exceptions, to me it's actually very heartfelt and close and expressive. And I'm certain that to the curious listener, they will hear that as well.